Hi guys, happy Father's Day to all of the amazing fathers out there, the fur dads especially, and the moms that have to do double roll. So, I hope you guys have a fantastic day. So, and yes, I got a new haircut. Kinda different, but I like it. So, alright, yesterday we went through, what did we go through yesterday? I don't remember. We went through the banishing ritual of the hexagram. So we went from the preliminaries, the first, all the way up until we let the divine light descend. So now we're going to go into the formulation of the hexagrams, which to me, if anybody has a very simple way of explaining this, or, bless you, or any simplified way, let me know, because I'm about not even gonna do this because it seems difficult. But alright, so step 2, the formulation of the hexagrams. So the pentagrams I have no problem with. The hexagrams, wow. And I studied hexagrams when I was like very little, like at 10, so whatever. Alright, so step 12. Okay, so as in the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, you're gonna go to the east. Maybe I should actually watch my own videos back. That might help. Alright, so go to the east, or if there is not enough room, continue facing east from where you stand. Make the hexagram a fire in front of you with the wand or index finger. You should visualize it as a golden flame, just as the pentagrams from the lesser vanishing ritual of the pentagram, upon which the hexagrams are overlaid, are in blue flame. Alright, so we're literally doing an overlay, so just layers upon layers. So step 13. So inhale, drawing in energy while bringing your hands next to your ears. Okay. As you exhale, take a step forward with the left foot and thrust both hands toward the center of the fire hexagram, the middle of the baseline of the top triangle. At the same time, vibrate the magical word of power, Ariata. Review the LBRP for exact instructions on inhaling and exhaling energy, and the position of the enterer. Both are duplicated in this ritual. The enterer, very easy, like this. Very easy. I don't know if your arms are supposed to be a certain height, or I really don't know. So it's more like this. Something like that. So the enterer, like a whatever, football thing. Okay, so step 14. With your wand or the right index finger, point to the center of the fire hexagram and move around the circle to the south. So this matches what you did in the lesser vanishing ritual of the pentagram. If there is not enough room to circumambulate, simply turn in place. Okay, it's a lot easier to understand, I think. So coming from the tip of your finger or wand, you should see the formation of an intense, bright white line. This goes over the bright white line, which connects the pentagrams of the lesser vanishing ritual of the pentagram. So when you reach south, form the hexagram of earth in bright golden flame. Inhale and exhale the energy as before. So, and make the sign of the enterer toward the middle of the earth hexagram, the center of the interlacing triangles. So as you do so, vibrate the word of power, Aratia. Yeah, Aratia. So step 15. In a similar manner, move or pivot to the west, carrying the brilliant white line at this direction, form the hexagram of air. Repeat the charging process again, pointing to the center of the hexagram, so at the middle of the common baselines of each one. Vibrate the word of power, Ariata. Step 16. You're going to move or pivot to the north, that way. Carrying the white line, here form the hexagram of water. The middle of the hexagram is where the apexes of the triangles meet. So this is where you point when you vibrate the word Ararita. Ararita. Yeah, I think that's how you say it. So step 17. Carry the white line from the north back to the east, completing the circle of white light with the golden hexagrams at the quarters. So if you had room to move about rather than pivoting in place, return to your position in the middle of the circle behind the altar. If you have one, otherwise the middle of the circle. Face east. Simple enough. Alright. At this time, you should have around you the blue pentagrams from the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the pentagram, connected by a white line in the same locations as the pentagrams. There should also be golden hexagrams, which are also connected by a circle of white light. All of the colors should be incredibly intense, bright, and virtually pulsating with energy. They should be short, just be short of blinding in intensity. Wow. Step 18. At this point, there are two options. You may repeat the analysis of the keyword. So this is especially good when doing white magic rituals, as you can bask in the glow of the divine light for as long as you desire at the end. I would love that more than anything. So, the intensity of this light is increased by the act of formulating the hexagrams. For general purposes, this is the ending I prefer. Alright, so he prefers that ending, which I agree. Or B, you may do the Kabbalistic cross, as in the Lesser Banishing Ritual, the pentagram, the Ata, the Malkut, the Gbura, the Gdula, the Olam, Amen. That's easy. So, okay, so this is slightly shorter and has the effect of creating a stronger link between the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the pentagram and the Banishing Ritual of the hexagram. So, it is good for gray magic rituals. On a practical level, it will save some time if you are doing a long, involved ritual. Alright, so now this completes the Banishing Ritual of the hexagram. Alright, so that was like a lot easier than I thought it would ever be. I do have everything written down in my own grimoire. I don't know if I can do it. I know I can do it, but practice, practice, practice. Again, practice. Everything just seems more complicated than it really is. So, I'm one of those people that have to read something 50 times in order for it to actually sink in, because it just goes in and then out the other. That's the great thing about ADD. ADHD, actually. Alright, so, we are done with the Banishing Ritual of the hexagram. Now, alright, so, okay, so this is as long as and as time-consuming as your daily ritual work will get. So, alright, so it's supposed to be simple, very simple, easy to do. I can do that. You may wish to add things such as meditation, divination. Well, you want to do your divination if you're doing gray magic beforehand. So, and that is fine, but nothing else is going to be added to your regular work. Here, then, is your daily ritual work. It should be done at least once daily. Alright, so there's 7 little rituals that you should do if you're studying and following this course. So 1, the relaxation ritual, down pack. 2, the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram, down. 3, the banishing ritual of the hexagram. Easier, seemingly, kinda maybe. 4. Oh, the middle pillar ritual. I don't know. 5, the circulation of the body of light. That's easy. 6, the tarot contemplation ritual, advanced version. Better. That's this book, the tarot contemplation. This is how I become good at reading cards. It's the only reason. 7, completion of your daily ritual diary. So, that's pretty good. So, as with all the basic ritual, the banishing ritual of the hexagram should be memorized. Until you do so, you will find the summary on the next pages helpful. Remember, there is only one way to succeed in ritual magic, and I know what they're going to say. That way is to practice, practice, practice. You will never succeed if you do not do the necessary work. There is no secret key which allows you to bypass the work. Even if you have to fumble around with the summaries included in this book, that is okay. Thank the gods. Alright, so, What is not okay is any excuse for lack of practice on a regular schedule. That's true. Very true. Don't be lazy. It goes for everything. So, alright, so the banishing ritual of the hexagram summary. Alright, so if you guys have this book, this is lesson 4, page 173. And that is the summary. So if you guys can actually get a really good glimpse of it, you can screenshot it if you want to. Right there. There we go. So you guys can just pause it right here. And screenshot that. So, alright, now let's take a look at this little summary here. Alright, so 1. So this is actually what got me really to do the LBRP. It just worked. Now 1, face east, hands out to the sides. Say, INRI, Yud, Nun, Resh, Yud, the sign of Osiris, slain. 2. Form L. Look at the left hand, bow head, say, L, the sign of the morning of Isis. 3. Form V. Head back, look up, say, V, the sign of Typhon and Apophis. 4. Form X. Head bowed, X, the sign of Osiris, risen. 5. Form all 3 signs saying LVX, Lux. Or is it Lux? I think it's actually Lux. The light of the cross. 6. Arms out to the side say Virgo, Isis, mighty mother, Scorpio, Apophis, destroyer, Sol, Osiris, slain and risen. Easy enough. 7. Gradually raise your arms, saying Isis, Apophis, Osiris, Iao! Exclamation mark. Okay, 8. Aspire to the light and draw it down over your head to your feet and say, let the divine light descend, and feel it do so. So I think that's pretty interesting. These little summaries are the best. The appendixes at the back of the books, incredible. So they do work. I do really like, well, this is totally off topic, but I do really like the way my hairstylist actually, she is actually trying to contact and find out who her guardian demon is, guardian daemon, through the Goetia. So she has all 72 of the spirits or daemons or demons, whatever you want to call them. Demon, Latin for helpful spirit. And she's got them all on cards. So like the flashcards or, those index cards. And she's going to scry over them. So that's pretty interesting. I thought that was pretty cool. So she's a very, it's very natural for her, all of these things. So she's very, very good at what she does. Okay. Now here we go. Now, well, this doesn't make any sense. So this is, okay. These are the hexagrams. So 9, go to the east, make the hexagram of fire in golden flame. Point at the center of top triangle's baseline and vibrate Ararita. Alright, so 10, carry the white line to the south, make the hexagram of earth, point at the center and vibrate Ararita. 11, continue to the west, make the hexagram of air, point to common line, center, vibrate Ararita. 12, continue to north, make the hexagram of water, point to the junction of triangles and vibrate Ararita. 13, complete circle, return to the original position, repeat steps 1 through 8, or do the Kabbalistic cross as in the Lesser Banishing Ritual of the Pentagram. So, this is pretty, the formulation of the hexagrams, it's like the mind and hand coordination just can't do it. I mean, it can, but it just won't. It won't. Okay, so here we have 9, 10, and 11, which are the hexagrams. So if you guys can screenshot that if you want to. I don't know how well it'll turn out, but those are the hexagrams. So it literally gives us like literal instructions. And then here is the remainder, or the last one. So if you guys want, you can screenshot that. So, alright, now. So if you wish to do the BRH, the banishing ritual, have the hexagram in a ceremony with other people, there are a couple of nice ways to do it. It should always be done after the lesser banishing ritual of the pentagram. Right, so we have layer upon layer. So one person can do the entire BRH, or it can be divided by having one person do the analysis of the keyword and other do the formulation of the hexagrams. I would love that. That'd be better. So I just have to learn how to do the hexagrams. So if you have enough people, a glorious way to do it is by having 3 people do the analysis and another 4 do the hexagrams. So that'd be really neat, actually, having everybody participate and have a role in each one, each section of the ceremony. Right, so the analysis of the keyword, person 1 would be I, person 2 N, person 3 R, and person 1 again is I. Now you pause, person 1 Yud, person 2 Nun, person 3 Reish, person number 1 again, Yud, and then all, the sign of Osiris, slain. So the spelling of the Hebrew is not done in this version. In the following section, each participant makes the appropriate signs. So, alright, person 1, L, the sign of the morning of Isis, person 2, V, the sign of Apophis and Typhon, person 3, X, the sign of Osiris risen. Person 1, L, person 2, V, person 3, X. Now all, either Lux or Lux, the light of the cross. Person 1, Virgo, Isis, mighty mother. Person 2, Scorpio, Apophis, destroyer. Person 3, Sol, Osiris, slain and risen. All slowly raising arms. Person 1, Isis, person 2, Apophis, person 3, Osiris, and then all IAO, let the divine light descend. So, alright, that seems just a bit easier. The summary will help, especially for me. But yeah, I really like the way this is formatted. It's very, very simple. It's very simple. So, alright, for the formulation of the hexagrams, you can have one person stand at each quarter. Have the first person do the appropriate part at the east, carry the line to the south. So at this corner, the second person forms the hexagram, charges it with Aritha, and carries the line to the west. So here, the third person does the appropriate part and carries the line to the north. The person at the north finishes by doing the appropriate hexagram and carrying the line to the east. After each person has finished the appropriate portion and carrying of the connecting line to the next quarter, that person continues in a clockwise direction around the inside of the circle and returns to the quarter at which she began. This is complicated to me. I don't like it. I do, but where'd I go? Oh, shoot. Hold on, guys. Okay, thus, at the end of this section, each ceremonialist is back at the quarter at which he or she began. So, alright, easier. Just the formulation of the hexagrams is what I'm worried about. When the formulation of the hexagrams is complete and everyone is back at his or her original direction, all turn inward and face center. So together they should raise their right hands, with wands if they have them, straight up in the air. They should slowly bring them down so that they are parallel with the ground, and pointing at the ritualists in the center who will finish the ritual. So, As they lower their hands, they should start intoning the vowel AH, ah, quietly and in a low tone. As they move their arms, the sound should raise in pitch and volume so that by time they are pointing straight ahead, the ah sound should be very high in pitch and quite loud. A pre-selected person, when he or she feels it is right, should suddenly raise his or her arm, which signals the four to be quiet. That'd be nice. Then they should lower their arms, keeping the wands pointing up, though, and return to their seats in the circle. So I have found this ceremonial version of the banishing ritual of the hexagram to be moving and spiritually powerful. Yes, that would be quite amazing. So, alright, part 8. So, one of the things which I will not be discussing in this course is the subject of astrology. So, I mention this here so that you do not notice its lack later on and think that I am anti-astrology. Nothing can be further from the truth. I had the honor of knowing several excellent astrologers who have amazed me with their talents. I even have one friend who insists that magic and astrology are inextricably linked. So, he has gone so far as to design his own magical system based upon art and astrology. Wow, that'd be amazing. So the plain fact of the matter is that for the systems of magic taught in these lessons, only a minimal amount of astrological knowledge is necessary. So, most of it can be understood by comprehending the tree of life, rather than recourse to deep study of astrology. On the other hand, the better you know astrology, the better you will understand the tree of life. I have got to get that giant poster so I can actually traverse through it. It's going to be amazing. So although a knowledge of astrology is not needed for this course, it is suggested that you learn something about the subject. So, yeah, a little bit. Okay, so, the easy way. So many people are looking for it. The pages of tabloids are filled with ads offering instant fame, memory, money, love, and success. I hate those. They're always at the grocery store. Other offers include simple spell kits designed to allow you to curse your neighbor even if you have had no magical training whatsoever. Those never work. Unfortunately, there is no such thing as an instant gift of magical powers. True. They must be earned as the result of 3 things. Practice, practice, and more practice. So I have said it before, and I am preparing it here. To become a magician, to develop psychic magical powers, requires work and study. If you think there is a shortcut, you lose. So, as an example of what I mean, he says, I would like to describe an ad I saw repeated several times in a national magazine. That's where I find them. All these, ooh, get rich quick right now. No, it doesn't work that way. So, okay, it was a full-page ad, the center of which showed a drawing of a hand holding a small stick. The ad proclaimed that you could make your good luck your slave with the miracle stick. Miracle stick. This stick could allegedly bring you anything. If you read the small part of the ad, you learn that the stick must be burned, and if you examine the drawing closely, you will see that the stick being held by the disembodied hand is just a stick of incense. Wow. Okay, anyway, the distributor of the item would not be putting out full-page ads if people were not sending in their money, thus especially with the occult items purchased through the mail. So I give you this ancient warning. Cavit emptor, let the buyer beware. And from this warning, I jump to ancient grimoires. So, yeah, they're everywhere. So far in this course, I have hardly touched the subject of the ancient textbooks of magic known as the grimoires. So, some of the famous ones which are still available include the Greater Key of Solomon, a part of the Lesser Key of Solomon, the Grimoire of Armadale, the Book of Secret Magic of Abramelin the Mage, the Secret Grimoire of Turiel, Some books, such as The Secret Love of Magic by Idris Shah, and the Book of Ceremonial Magic by A.E. Waite. Ooh, that would be one I would definitely read. So, are nothing but complications of other grimoires such as the ones mentioned. Oh, never mind. So if these books are so powerful, wouldn't it have been easier for me just to say, go buy them and follow the instructions carefully? Unfortunately, it is not that easy. Okay, so, never mind, I'm not getting that book. This is why so many of the above-named volumes are printed and purchased, but so little real magic is done. But there is a key to unlocking their secrets and learning how to successfully use them. So, alright, so this key is found in the idea behind the word which describes these texts, grimoire. It is a French word meaning grammar book. It was expected that a student of magic would have a teacher to instruct him or her in these subtleties of the various planes of existence, and how to alter them through the knowledge and use of universal laws. I would suggest the 7 Hermetic Principles, the Kabbalion, actually, to understand more of that. So grimoires were not meant to give out every bit of magical knowledge. They were designed to aid a student's memory. They are, in a sense, nothing more than notes. Yeah, obviously. Once this is understood, instead of looking at what is included in these books, notice what is omitted. In the grimoires, the knowledge of karma and the need to do a divination before any grey magic is never discussed. The teacher would have instilled these ideas very strongly into the head of the student. Alright, so we're getting a little glimpse into how these grimoires were actually not helping. So, but more importantly, omitted from the grimoires are what I call the 3 necessities of grey magic. The first one of these is the necessity of a positive attitude. Since I got, I will not put her name out there, but I finally did get her name. But since I got that egg with the female Jinn, she's a Murad. It's been pretty intense to not have a good attitude, especially with her right there. I love it. So, okay, if you don't think that your magic will work, it won't. So, that's why I have got to keep a positive attitude. I cannot not keep a positive attitude. So this should not imply, however, that magic is nothing more than mental techniques. So there are many cases of techniques of standard Western medicine being overpowered by a negative mental attitude. So this is not because their medical treatment was nothing more than a placebo. Rather, it is because the mind and the body are intimately connected, and one cannot be cured if the other is not cured. So you can be 100% sick and still think your hardest to be healthy. So similarly, if the mind is not positive toward the magic you are doing, it can defeat your practical techniques. So it is impossible to be as successful as a magician if you are not positive that your magic will work. So, truth. The second necessity is the necessity of knowing how to generate and control magical energy. Okay, so this is just what you have been learning to do in the rituals given so far in this course. So, pretty easy. Finally, the third necessity is knowledge. This is the knowledge of what to do with the energy once that energy has been raised and can be controlled. So, alright. The ancient magical student would learn that he or she must have a positive attitude, and would also do hours of exercises to learn how to generate and control energy, just as what we have been doing through this course. But memorizing large quantities of knowledge as to what to do with that energy would be difficult for anyone. So, this is true even for those who lived in periods where techniques of memory were far more in practice than today. Thus, this knowledge aspect of magic was written down to aid the student and help the student avoid possibly dangerous mistakes. So, it is these workbooks which are known as grimoires. We will deal with some of these methods of these texts in later lessons in this course. So that's pretty interesting about that. Very, very interesting. So, alright, we will go into lesson 5 tomorrow, and it will go through the instant relaxation rituals. We'll go through with the water chalice, the different sigils for the archangels, protections, mental protections, and all that good stuff. So, alright guys, well, I hope this did help. I hope I didn't miss anything. I really hope I didn't miss anything. Alright, so this is part 7 through part 8. Part 7 through 8. So yeah, now I just have to really get down the whole creating the hexagrams. So that's just one of my major downfalls, is not being able to do them. But alright guys, so I will see you all tomorrow. Happy Sunday with Aiden. And happy Father's Day again to everybody out there. And I love you all with all my heart, all the way from Venus all the way back down. And yes, everybody have a great day and be safe. So I love you all, and I will see you guys tomorrow. My God. So, alright guys, thank you guys for, watching. And I'll see you guys tomorrow.